Welcome to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Thank you for joining us. We start the week with the announcement of Montgomery County Executive Ike Leggett, who this year will host the first annual Montgomery County Executive Hispanic Gala to take place at the Fillmore in the fall.
This is the kickoff gala, so we want the very first event to be a successful one. This event will highlight in one way, but it also will kick off a wonderful month celebrating the contributions of our Latino community and the many contributions they've made throughout, not just Montgomery County, but really throughout the nation and helping this country to be what it is today.
Surrounded by members of the Volunteer Organizing Committee, Executive Leggett announced that this year, for the first time in the county's history, there will be the first annual Montgomery County Executive Hispanic Gala, with the purpose of raising funds for scholarships for Latino students.
We're thrilled. The Latino community is growing leaps and bounds. Over 40% of the county is now first or second generation immigrant, and Latinos make up a large portion of that increase. So we're absolutely excited that the executive has sought fit to really recognize the contributions of the Latino community here in Montgomery County.
This year's gala theme, Latino Dreamers, celebrates Maryland's DREAM Act. Funds raised will be directed for scholarships to students enrolled in Montgomery County and Maryland higher education institutions who need financial assistance.
This event, spearheaded by the county executive of this amazing gala in September of this year, it's really really quite an aha moment for us in the county, and what a wonderful opportunity for our, not only the Latino community, but all our community to come together and really help realize the dreams of so many of the young people that are pursuing an education.
I think the gala is going to be a success, and I'm extremely proud that Washington Hispanic is partnering with the county executive to make this gala possible.
Executive's Hispanic Gala will take place at the Fillmore Silver Spring on September 12th and will serve to frame Hispanic Heritage Month in the county and the state. For more information or to purchase tickets, visit MontgomeryHispanicGala.org. We're in the middle of a tax season, and if you have not filed your tax return yet, Maryland Comptroller Peter Franchot has some last-minute recommendations for taxpayers. Franchot was our guest this week at the county's Spanish language radio show, Montgomery Al Dia.
Make sure you file electronically. If you file electronically, we'll put your refund back into your bank account within 3 business days. No other state is able to do that. We do it for many millions of Marylanders. We return almost $2 billion in refunds. But if you don't file electronically, it takes much longer, so be patient if you do a paper return. If you do a paper return, make sure you sign it. Make sure it's in ink, not in pencil. Make sure your Social Security number is correct. All of those things slow up the tax process if they're not there.
And you can catch this entire show on the county's website, montgomerycountymd.gov. The 2014 election is not as far off as you might think. Leadership Montgomery recently hosted a class for residents interested in getting more involved in the local political scene. My MC Media's Sonia Burke reports. Sonia?
Have you thought about running for elected office? Well, this workshop was designed for those of you who might be.
If you don't file, you can't win.
Filing for the 2014 election begins on April 9th, and many of the participants gathered for this workshop are considering or planning a run for office.
I'm actually a candidate for delegate in the 16th Legislative District for the 2014 elections.
Considering is the right word to use. I have been thinking about it. There may be an open seat in my council district.
There were 6 panelists, including a current county council member and a former county council member. Topics ranged from how to file to raising money, campaigning, the role of the media, and the importance of endorsements. They all agreed that door-to-door campaigning is crucial.
You all go door to door. People don't want to see me. They want to see the candidate.
What are people looking for in a candidate? They're looking for someone who they basically agree with, someone who they think will be effective, and someone who they are comfortable with. And those are who they trust.
Montgomery County Council member Phil Andrews stressed the importance of knowing why you want to run for office and he addressed the monetary cost of a campaign and the importance of volunteers. He was joined by David Moon, the founder of a local politics blog.
Actually has a large potential to turn over the leadership dynamics in Annapolis and Montgomery County at the council level. You know, especially if Ike Leggett retires, you're likely to see a completely new county council.
Participants said the campaign lesson was valuable.
It's important to get community leaders running for office.
I was very pleased with the number of people who were here and the array of people who were here, and I think if we could get some percentage of this group to run, it would certainly bolster the electoral pool for the next election.
In Bethesda, for County Report This Week, I'm Sonia Burke reporting.
Chevy Chase Lake is one in a series of land use plans in the works in anticipation of the arrival of the Purple Line. Our Susan Kennedy recently took a ride with officials to have a look at what's planned.
Officials took a tour of the Chevy Chase Lake area by bus to get an idea of what this sector plan would look like when it was built out. The major concern we heard was additional traffic.
Do you want one?
Good morning. For those of you whom I haven't met, I'm Elza Heisel-McCoy from the Planning Department.
The plan is now in the hands of the County Council, and to familiarize themselves with the area, a group toured several locations that will be addressed in the coming weeks. The Chevy Chase Lake sector straddles Connecticut Avenue between Chevy Chase Lake Drive and Manor Road. Elza Heisel-McCoy told passengers the purpose of the plan is to build on community assets without jeopardizing its character.
I think for most folks who come through Chevy Chase Lake, Connecticut Avenue is the primary experience.
The plan is designed to be phased in over a period of years, and much of the development hinges on the arrival of the Purple Line.
What they're saying is the point of the phasing is to prioritize where they want to see any redevelopment occur under the rules. Now that's fine. Of course, the big question here is what about the Purple Line? Is it really ever going to happen? We'll have a better sense by the time we get to this plan what the funding scenario looks like.
The plan approved by the Planning Board calls for more than 2 million square feet of development, including about 1,300 new homes in the commercial district. Connecticut Avenue would transform into a main street with new traffic signals and sidewalks with streetscaping. The first phase of the development calls for replacing the Chevy Chase Shopping Center on Connecticut Avenue with 3 buildings containing a mix of uses.
In phase 1, the goal is to have no traffic impact, but to actually improve upon our land use process in a way that is a net benefit to the community.
There are a couple of different things going on here. We have an existing project that's been approved that we'd like to encourage to become more forward-looking and consistent with more modern ideas about how development should proceed. So that shopping center on the east side of Connecticut Avenue, we'd like to see that redevelop in a way that's a little bit more in keeping with contemporary ideas about how we can make a mixed-use center really work for neighborhood serving retail, more residential uses, people who want to live in the area, for example, if they work at NIH, we want to give them more choices of housing, and so we think that we can achieve that in the short term.
The Council's Planning, Housing, and Economic Development Committee will go over the plan with a fine-tooth comb before it comes before the full Council for a vote. In Chevy Chase, I'm Susan Kennedy for County Report This Week.
Council President Nancy Navarro has been named one of Maryland's top 100 women by the Baltimore-based Daily Record. The award recognizes outstanding achievement by women as demonstrated through professional accomplishment, leadership, and mentoring.
It's really exciting. I mean, and you know, I never ever imagined when I ran for the Board of Education, you know, in 2004 for an appointment, that so many things would happen. And I think it's just, you know, a matter of being very committed and really having a vision for, you know, to make a contribution in general to our community here in the county. So it is truly amazing. And I just hope, you know, I feel like somebody has to start opening those doors. And if I'm there and I can do that, then that's great. And I look forward to many more women following this path of public service.
Mark your calendars as council members want to hear from you. On Wednesday, March 13th, members will hold a town hall meeting at the AFI Theater in downtown Silver Spring starting at 8 p.m. All county residents are invited to the free forum to come and express opinions and concerns. County residents are also reminded that on Friday, March 15th, Executive Leggett will release his FY14 operational budget. Leggett will send his budget to the County Council for approval. The budget unveiling will take place at the auditorium of the Executive Office building. It is expected that the Executive will announce priorities and challenges for 2014. When we come back, there are some new pedestrian safety initiatives in place. We'll tell you what those are. We'll be right back.
To get information or report an emergency in Montgomery County,
do you know the right numbers to call?
Montgomery County 311.
I need a new recycling bin.
Call 311 for county information and services.
Montgomery County Police.
My car was broken into last night.
Call 301-279-8000 for crime-related non-emergencies.
Montgomery County 911.
I just saw a car crash.
That's an emergency.
Help us get help to you.
Call 911.
Only for a real emergency.
Are you sure they can recycle us, Clamshell?
Hey, Dome, we're on a new recycling postcard.
I can't wait to make a new start. Maybe I'll be a red carpet at a big premiere.
And I'll get to paint the White House.
Shh, here he comes. Now you can recycle more plastics in Montgomery County, including #1 PET plastics such as clamshells, deli containers, trays, lids, domes, and cups. We're in! For more information on recycling, contact the Montgomery County, Maryland Division of Solid Waste Services at 311. The wait is over. Recycle more plastics today.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Montgomery College has formed a deeper relationship with an important community service provider. Here's the story.
Montgomery College initiated a formal partnership with the Montgomery County Family Justice Center, a collaboration of public and private county agencies providing services to families impacted by domestic violence.
We know that financial barriers can be a big issue for somebody who's trying to break out of an abusive relationship.
Well, we're going to provide scholarships both in credit and non-credit programs to allow those clients to take advantage of the education offerings that we have.
The college is also offered to pick up the tab for their books and provide them a guidance counselor to help them navigate through the educational system of the college.
Combining the strengths of the two organizations will be a big boost to the future prospects of domestic violence victims, while enhancing MC's community outreach efforts.
It's not just a single victim in an abusive relationship. The impacts stretch to their children as well. Thanks to Montgomery College, we can reach that teen population much better.
The benefit that the college gets is basically another opportunity to reach out to the most underserved and underprivileged people in the community. It's an opportunity for us to educate them, create a better workforce for the county and for the college.
The first result of the new partnership agreement was Choose Respect Montgomery, a teen dating violence awareness and prevention event. The teen attendees and MC's student volunteers all got something positive from the event.
I learned just how to respect women more and like the rules of dating basically and what physical abuse really is.
It's a problem that could affect kids in college as well, for example, MC, so having that, relationship could benefit all the students attending school here.
Both Montgomery College and the Family Justice Center see great things for the future of their collaboration.
We'll make the partnership even stronger by combining efforts with the nonprofits that are involved with the Family Justice Center and being able to reach out to even more diverse and underserved populations in this county.
Right now we're working on a program to get Montgomery College interns in as well, and I think it would be mutually beneficial for both the student interns and for the staff here.
Reporting for Montgomery College Television, I'm Heather Welliver.
For more information on how to access the Family Justice Center's services, go to montgomerycounty.md.gov/FJC or call 240-773-0444. And now we get our police update with Captain Paul Starks regarding a new initiative launched by the department regarding firearms in our community. Captain Starks.
Thanks, Lorna. Recently, we've announced a way for anyone in the community to let us know anonymously about who may have a firearm in possession illegally. Folks can either call, text, or email anonymously, let us know the information, where that person is, and we'll act on it.
Now, Captain, are there any circumstances where county residents should not use that tip line?
Yes, I want to remind anyone who's watching to call 911 if it's a situation where they believe there's danger right away or this is an active situation. Other times where they know of a situation where it's a little calmer, they want to let us know, remain anonymous, use this tip line. We can act on it and remove that firearm from the community.
Thank you, Captain Starks, for that police update. Now here's Tom Pogue from the county's Department of Transportation with an update on new initiatives for pedestrian safety. Tom?
Hi, I'm Tom Pogue, Community Relations Manager for the Department of Transportation. Here's an update from Montgomery County. MCDOT continues to invest in engineering improvements to enhance pedestrian safety, particularly in high crash areas where collision data shows more pedestrians are being struck. In Tacoma Park on Piney Branch Road between Flower Avenue and the county line, pedestrians are safer because of new streetlights, wider sidewalks, new pedestrian signals, and soon a new crosswalk with pedestrian-activated warning lights. In Wheaton at Reedy Drive between Veers Mill Road and Georgia Avenue, a major safety project included refurbished crosswalks, new pedestrian refuge islands, and clearer lane markings. On Randolph Road at Veers Mill, new sidewalks and streetscaping have been installed, while on Georgia Avenue in downtown Silver Spring, Community Affairs is installing streetscape improvements in Fenton Village. And in Rockville and Bethesda, segments of Maryland 355 have received new pedestrian signals. These investments are part of County Executive Leggett's Pedestrian Safety Initiative. For more information, go to our website at montgomerycountymd.gov/walk. We're working to keep you moving safely.
When we come back, we'll tell you about a very innovative program at Montgomery College. We'll be right back.
The Montgomery County Office of Human Rights says, don't miss the bus. This spring, take the Civil Rights Educational Freedom Tour.
This is a life-changing experience to relive some of the civil rights movement experiences by the freedom fighters.
Visit the Rosa Parks Museum. Learn about the courageous children of Birmingham. See Dr. King's room at the Lorraine Hotel, and much more. Prices begin at $495 per person and includes hotel, transportation, museum fees, and some meals. Coinciding with MCPS spring break, this trip is designed for all ages, cultures, and backgrounds.
So history does come alive for those who go along this trip. So everybody come along, get on the bus.
Contact the Office of Human Rights for more information about this opportunity to walk in the footsteps of those who changed America.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. Students in Montgomery College's Macklin Business Institute are involved in a project that takes learning out of the classroom and into the very real world. MCTV's Michael Brown has the story.
Since 2009, students in MC's Macklin Business Institute, or MBI, have worked with the Walk in My Shoes project.
Our students in the Macklin Business Institute, as part of their experiential learning initiatives, have partnered with this local nonprofit to help them sustain their mission. The mission of the Walk in My Shoes Global Project is to provide shoes to children and even some adults in struggling countries.
The project is a perfect fit for the MBI curriculum.
When Gordon Macklin first agreed to support the Macklin Business Institute, one of the things that he believed was that, one, that students should give back to their communities, but that also they should be involved in experiential learning, meaning that they learn through, not just in the classroom, not just through lectures, but through hands-on experiences where they actually take business concepts and put it into practice in real-world experiences.
Rolima Benzinkar is one of the MBI students getting the real-world experience of working with the project.
We basically collect shoes for the Walk in My Shoes Global Project. We also set up donation drives at other schools and daycares and gyms to try to collect as much shoes as possible.
And with the help of the MBI students, the Global Project is making a worldwide impact.
We've gotten shoes to about 26 countries, and many of them repeat countries over and over.
But there's more to the project than mere numbers. You can't possibly quantify what a pair of shoes means to a child who has none.
If you could imagine getting your first game system, maybe getting a Jaguar. I mean, some kids, it's just an amazing thing to see how happy they are.
And that's yet another reason why Walk in My Shoes is a core project of MC's MBI program.
I love it so much because it's so empowering and it's so heartwarming to see that you're helping children around the world who normally don't have shoes. I get a great feeling working on this project.
For more information on the Walk in My Shoes Global Project, visit walkinmyshoesglobalproject.com. For County Report this week from Montgomery College, I'm Michael Brown.
Community leaders came together to address important issues facing African American students. MCPS TV brings that story to you from People's Community Baptist Church in Silver Spring.
Now, that graduation rate is higher than any other place in the country for African American kids.
MCPS is dedicated to narrowing the achievement gap and knows that it will take a community-wide effort to get the job done. As part of this ongoing effort, MCPS held its first community dialogue on academic success to engage the community in a conversation on ways to improve student performance and achievement.
We're trying to send the message that MCPS cares about this issue and that we are committed in different and really challenging ways now to solving the problems of the students who aren't achieving quite as well, to getting them to do much better with the support of the community and collaboration.
Nearly 200 parents, students, staff, and community members gathered at the event to discuss the achievement gap, as well as brainstorm solutions and strategies that will ensure that all MCPS students thrive.
We have to find out what their needs are and being able to.
We want to see every child who comes through Montgomery County Public Schools achieve at their highest level. And there's no definition on what that should be. It should be as high as they'd like to dream it to be.
This event, which focused on the achievement of African American students, was the first of several activities and initiatives that have been planned to address the barriers to student success. One of the next steps includes the creation of a work group that will take a closer look at the achievement gap data and develop an action plan for increasing the academic achievement of African American students in MCPS.
We are really engaged and energized working towards solving the problems, creating opportunities, creating initiatives, creating partnerships between the schools and the families and within the Montgomery County system so that all students have an equal opportunity to excellence.
It makes me feel overjoyed that somebody is reaching back to where I truthfully came from. You know, being an African American male in public schools, I've dealt with a lot of the problems that we've been talking about here in this meeting. It means a lot to me that people are rallying around this issue.
What does climate change have to do with our personal diets? Well, we'll tell you when we come back. And some MCPS students got to play soccer against international teams in South America.
Congratulations to the Montgomery College women's basketball team for winning the NJCAA District G Championship 72-36 over Middle Georgia. The Raptors now advance to the NJCAA National Championship Tournament March 14th through the 16th in Rochester, Minnesota. If you've got shoes you never wear, then donate them to Walk in My Shoes March 13th from 10 to 1 at the Campus Center on MC's Rockville campus. The project collects new and gently worn shoes and distributes them to children in developing countries and is actively supported by students in MC's Macklin Business Institute program. The Honorable Mark Shriver will be speaking and signing books at Globe Hall on MC's Germantown campus on April 9th at 7 p.m. Shriver will discuss A Good Man Rediscovering My Father, Sergeant Shriver.
Welcome back to County Report this week. I'm Lorna Virgili. There's been a lot of talk in Takoma Park on the issues contributing to global warming. The director of Climate Change Action Network joined the Takoma Park Silver Spring Co-op to open the discussion on climate change. Takoma Park's Regina Reese has the story.
Climate change is a growing concern across the globe, and environmentalists like Mike say we can do a lot to change the effects of global warming just by changing our diets. Mike Tidwell is committed to promoting environmental solutions to issues like global warming. He's the speaker for the co-op-sponsored series, Farm, Food, and Public Policy.
Everyone should consider eating less meat because, one, it's easy to do. There's so many vegetarian options. And also because meat consumption really does contribute enormously to climate change.
I headed to the co-op to let employees and consumers weigh in on the discussion.
Meat and the dairy industries are a major causes, probably much more so even than cars, in putting out greenhouse gas emissions.
To raise livestock takes a lot of energy. It takes a lot of tractors, a lot of land, a lot of pumping of water. It's very energy intensive. And if you eat less meat or you eat no meat, then your carbon footprint is much lower.
According to one employee, our wallets are already feeling the heat.
Like since I've been here over the past 2 or 3 years, the prices of a lot of things have gone up. People come and ask me like, why are your raspberries like $8.99? And I'm like, yeah, it's tough.
The talk is putting diet in the spotlight, all for the sake of a universal picture.
I can't think of something that's more alarming. I mean, just talking about it, it puts a knot in my stomach in terms of what kind of world we're handing off to our kids.
I love animals, I want to see a polar bear in the wild. I want my 12-year-old someday to be able to see a polar bear in the wild.
And even if you're not comfortable with swapping your steak for a salad, there are still things you can do.
Driving less.
I bike to work as often as I can.
Trying to shop locally.
As for Tidwell, he wants people to think of going vegan or vegetarian as an easy thought to digest.
I've done a lot of difficult things in my life. I've quit smoking. I've learned foreign languages. Those are all so much harder than becoming a vegetarian. It's doable and it's easy.
In Takoma Park, I'm Regina Reese for County Report This Week.
11 soccer players from the Alianza de Lima, Maryland soccer team recently returned from Lima, Peru. An executive legate spent some time with them congratulating their participation in the South American Youth Soccer Tournament. The team was the only one representing the United States, and they finished 4th in the competition against teams from around the world. The boys are middle school students in Montgomery County Public Schools.
It was very exciting, but all the teams there were very challenging. And the first couple games we played, we didn't do so well, but we got the hang of it after a while. And we visited many historical places, and it was really fun.
It was exciting, but the teams were rough, and so they hurt us a lot. But it was a fun experience, so we got to experience a lot of new things.
It is time to meet our pet of the week, and today Kathy Stanhope brings us a male cat named Jingle. Kathy?
Hi, this is Kathy Stanhope with your pet of the week at the Montgomery County Humane Society, and we are here with Jingle, although I happen to believe Jingle should have been named Puma because Jingle, or Cougar maybe, Jingle looks a little bit like a mountain lion. He has a very long face and a delightful white stripe on his nose. He came in as a stray, I believe, and he's about 6 years old. He has been neutered, and he's a very nice guy. And the poor guy has been in a cage here since December 14th. So Jingle is looking for a home. If you have room for a really nice gray tabby cat here, he's got nice white markings, he really wants to go home with you. Please come down to the shelter. And remember, most of the animals that are here at the shelter are here through no fault of their own. So these are not problem animals. These are animals that will make wonderful, loving pets. Just come on down to the shelter and meet a new friend. Give us a call for more information at 240-773-5967 or explore all the animals that we have on the web at mchumane.org.
With that, we close this edition of County Report This Week. Remember, we want to hear from you. So share your ideas on the county's new social media site, engage.montgomerycountymd.gov. And also remember to like us on Facebook. I'm Lorna Virgili, and thank you for watching.